Hi, my name's Danny. I record videos sometimes on Clash of Clans. And I started off originally just making videos of my hands on a screen, and this is a really early picture of my kitchen, an old camera, and those cloths are actually there to prevent the reflections going onto the screen. Talk about Heath Robinson. I do still do the hands, but also now I've got quite a lot of requests for screen recording, and I choose to use Reflector because it means that I can AirPlay onto my Mac, just record the screen and the audio that way, and it works pretty well. Sometimes it suffers a little bit of lag, but you know, I think it's what most people use. I know there are apps you can get that don't require a Mac, but kind of that's what I use. For editing, I use Final Cut Pro 10, which is kind of expensive. It's $200, but if you want to start out, use iMovie, which is free with a Mac, and I'm absolutely certain that there are applications for Windows and Linux as well. So it's just what I tend to use. So in terms of constructing the video, I've got the scratch pad in the top left, which is that area where I imported the videos to. I've got the big area where it says Daddy. That's what the video is going to look like, the constructed video. On the right of that is properties, so I can alter stuff about the clip that I'm working on. And first of all, I'm going to create a new clip, and that's going to appear in the timeline below, which is that sort of bar at the bottom there. And to the right of that are some effects that I can insert. So let's go about adding some video. So let's put the intro in. I've got these three buttons here. I'm just going to click that one to insert after the line. I'm going to take that. Now the videos that I've imported into the scratch pad area, if you like, I'm just going to construct the raw, unedited video as a sort of result of that. So I've got the main recording that I'm making in the middle. I've got the intro, which is also the outro, effectively. Zoom out, you can see the entire timeline as small as you like. But let's work. It's not really practical to work that sort of close. So right, let's insert picture. So let's get this picture in here. You pretty much work the same with pictures as you do with videos, really. So I'm just gonna. I mean, it doesn't really actually matter that much how long the video is up in the scratch pad, because I can stretch it out down below as well. So insert that into there. That's good. So that can be a bit of sometimes you start with stills, sometimes you start with video. You kind of essentially working. It's the same to work with both of them, really. So I've got a still, I've got a short video clip, and I've got a long video clip. It's a bit boring, really, if you kind of just go to one clip to another clip. So you can put some nice, interesting transitions in. And this is the transition. Well, this is kind of the effects area, if you like. We're going to go hit that transition button there, and let's find something that might be suitable. And these are pre-made, but they're pretty funky, actually. You see these a lot in YouTube videos. A lot of these ones are in iMovie as well. The difference between iMovie and... There we go, I think this looks pretty cool. So the difference for me between iMovie and Final Cut Pro is really speed. I can get stuff done a lot quicker with Final Cut Pro. iMovie's got its little quirks and bugs, and for example, importing videos, you can work on videos before they're fully imported, which is just amazing, because hardware's never fast enough, is it really? So let's just run through this video. I guess the other thing, I know iMovie. I mean, I lasted about 9 months with iMovie. It kind of got me through. But as the volume of videos that I was doing sort of increased, it's really made sense. But it's got a lot more flexibility. I mean, this is a professional editing suite. So let's just record a little bit of audio just to test the microphone. Really, just to make sure it's all connected. I'm going to record a full audio track afterwards. I won't bore you with the detail of that. This is actually the bass review video that I'm recording, but that works. Okay, so one of the nice things we can do with the audio is we can zoom in and we can basically do anything. I say So you imagine how annoying that would be if you were watching a video and I'm just umming all the time. So I use that quite a lot to take out the ums. So just something cynical. It's just so it'll sound better for the listener, really. I did it again. Okay. Right, I think we probably need some titles, don't we? Because this chap here needs to have his name on screen. Now this one is one that is really brilliant. It just blacks out everything apart from the words. The words will be in the background. It'll look like the background. So yeah, this one's quite nice. Yeah, it's a whole range. I know White Lightning uses one of these for his intro, actually. But yeah, where's that blue one? There we go, that'll do. So I think probably for consistency when you're making the videos, it's good not to have lots of different types of titles. In this case, I'm just gonna use the one, and I'm gonna copy and paste it across so I can use it multiple times. So let's put the guy's name in the top there, and put the clan name in. So every clip that this particular video is of base review, so there's quite a lot of repetition. So we're going to have one transition, one title, and if you're making videos, kind of that sort of repetition is actually quite it's not repetitive, but it helps people understand where they are. Right, press the B button on your keyboard on Final Cut Pro and you get the blade, and press the A and you get the pointer. So I've just pressed the blade, so it's literally like a razor blade, if you can imagine that. So just cutting where you want the cuts to be, then you can just delete the bit in the middle, basically. So let's just find where the clouds are. The wonderful thing about Clash is these clouds just are a great transition. So I'm going to cut that there. It just snaps back together again. Pop a transition. Which transition should we have? Had a spinny one, didn't we? Where is it now? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, a spinny one. So pop the spinny one in. I have to. Yeah, okay, it goes in fine. So the clouds go down. That looks okay to me. And yeah, so we're going to cut Control C and Control V. There we go. And change the talk's name to the next chap. And put the clan name in there. There we go. Okay, so we're going to repeat all of these. Then we're going to have another look at the next stage. Bet you didn't think I could work that fast now, did you? So we're going to put a final title at the end, and this is going to be like a pull. It's called a pull focus. And it's got two lines. So the top line, we're going to have, if I can spell right, I'm going to pop thanks for watching, and the bottom we're going to have please subscribe for more. And this is a comment that was made by one of my subscribers actually. It's like, why don't you remind people to subscribe? It's like, yeah, I don't really want to commercialise my channel too much. I don't want to make it look like I'm begging for subscribers, but you know, it's why not? You know, whatever not. So that's what I do. So let's just check all over now. So the audio, we can probably take that out because we're going to. You know what? I'm actually going to record an audio track, I think, and then I'm going to come back and then we're going to do some little bit more editing, really post-production type stuff. So the beautiful thing about this visual timeline is on the audio is that you can actually see without having to listen to where the quiet areas are, and that's really where the timing didn't quite work out on the video. So what I tend to do when I'm recording and I kind of don't have anything worthwhile to say, I'll just go quiet and let the time roll down, and in the edit at the end I'll delete it. So I'll just make a couple of cuts really where the sort of audio starts and finishes. I'll delete the audio first, then delete the video, and it just snaps together, and it sort of sounds nice for people who are watching the video. You have to sort of listen over a few times just to make sure that it makes sense, because quite often you take out stuff that is quite important. But usually the quiet areas are pretty good. So I think now we've got the titles in. Let's look at adding in some annotation to the video, so that it makes a little just to emphasize the point that you're trying to make. Well, emphasize it, but also add a little bit of entertainment, because the videos aren't just informative, right? They're there to entertain people. So a bit of a tip really, if you use PNG, the file type PNG, it won't have a background, so you can use it in video. If you use JPEGs or GIFs, they'll be like a square background. So if you want any pictures, in this arrow, for example, this is just, you know, Google it. Google it, find something that's not copyrighted, and then use it, really. And you can manipulate the size. You just press the little sort of square icon at the bottom left of the what's happening window, and then rotate it, resize it. Remember, it's on a timeline, so it's going to be there as long as the well, as long as the timeline is on there. So just go back over it, just check the times, and there they appear. Make sure that they appear together, because that's going to make sense. Now, there must be some other areas as well where arrows could be used effectively. So let's find a place. Try to remember what I was saying. The editing takes, I would say, probably about 5 times as long as recording. Yeah, something like that. About 5 times as long as recording, and then even longer if you consider you have to add a backing track to screen recorded stuff. I mean, the live stuff that I do with the hands is all, you know, it's all pretty easy really in comparison, because all you have to do is just top and tail it and take out the stuff that. So I mean, for example, if I'm searching for raids, there's absolutely no point in you guys sitting there watching me press next. So I don't always find a good raid on the 5th raid, the 6th raid, but on the videos I probably will. It just doesn't make sense for you guys to sit there and watch it. So that's what I'll take out on the hands videos. On the screen recorded stuff, it's a little bit more complicated. There we go. So I just want to get these arrows lined up, and on the timeline it's where they appear. So you can expand that, or you can decrease it. When there's multiple arrows here, you can I could have animated them. I could use keyframes. That's on the right there. You can see there's little position icons on the right hand box, and if you press there's a little hidden button that comes up to the right of that. You can just change the. So, you know, the best thing if you want to do keyframing in Final Cut Pro, probably best to search on YouTube, because there's some great tutorials. I've never used this stuff before I started doing videos. So, well, thanks guys. You've helped me develop a little bit of a skill. Not a great skill, but you know, I'm competent. I think I'm confident. Although sometimes the editing of these videos, I did a few a while back that involves such complex amounts of animation, and I mean, I take my hat off to people like Godson, who they're just absolute perfectionists on this. So I'm just going to get these lined up, and I can always cut and paste more arrows in, but I think essentially we're done really. So all we need to do now is export it as a movie and then upload it to YouTube. Well, I hope that's been useful for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Take care, and bye for now.